Well, Todd, as you mentioned, you and photojournalist Albert Luton went out on patrol with the 425 a couple of times. What's the tension level like for our Alaska-based troops when they're out there on the streets of Afghanistan?
It's one of those where they are used to it by now. I can tell you that for me getting back here in Alaska, we only spent a week with them, and I just went to the grocery store yesterday, and I found myself looking over my shoulder and kind of watching out for people when I don't really have to do that here. It's just something that becomes part of everyday life while you're over there. I can tell you that the U.S. troops, they're ready for this to be over. They say it's definitely different for those who have served in Iraq. It's definitely different than it was in Iraq, where the Iraqis seem to be ready to take over for their own government. The Afghanis, it doesn't seem that way.
Todd, look forward to your report at 6 and coming up next month as well.
Well, I imagine that before you went, you had some preconceived ideas about, things that you would see, things that you would encounter. So I want to know, did they pan out the way you thought they would or not?
I try to go into any story that I do without coming up with preconceived ideas, just because if I do that, then I'm going to be focused on trying to find that thing that I was looking for. And so I do my best to go into it with an open mind, and I really didn't know what to expect. I'd seen stuff on TV, things like that. I think what surprised me most was how, I guess, crude the bases are. They're meant to be temporary, but I'm used to, my dad was in the Army for 20 years. I'm used to brick and mortar buildings, and they're really not that way. A lot of things are out of connexes, things like that.
Probably this is a question that your mom and dad are going to ask. Were you ever fearful for your life? Or, I mean, is that just something that is a continuous concern being in Afghanistan?
I never was scared, per se. I would say, though, that there were definitely times that I felt uncomfortable. And people laugh when I say this, but I would have felt a lot better in several instances if I was armed as well. We were out with the military the whole time, but it was myself and photographer Albert Luton. We didn't have any sort of weapons on us. Right. We wore our bulletproof vests and our helmets and things like that. Even if I didn't use it, I still would have felt better had I had some sort of weapon with me. There was a time where it was definitely creepy, though. We went out on a night patrol, and it was the video that we have there will show some of the times from that. We went on a night patrol, and it was I was just fine walking through the pitch black. There was no problem with that, but we got to this abandoned market, and there were street lights, and so you have the shadows and all that, and then we have a brand new camera with a brand new microphone on it, and my photographer Albert Luton said that this microphone's really good, and he was hearing things in the shadows moving around, things like that. So that was creepy.
Right.
But there was never any time that I felt that, that I feared for my life or anything like that.
That's good. Another question. What do you think that people would find most surprising about what our Alaska troops are doing in Afghanistan?
They are not doing a whole lot of heading the missions themselves. They are trying as best as they can to let the Afghanis take the lead. What we're seeing here is what they call key leader engagement. And so the U.S. soldiers, members of the 425, they were sitting down with some village elders and talking to them about some incidences with an IED a few days earlier that had killed a local family and children. They're trying to find out some information about that. The Afghanis were doing security at that time. They were also going through and IDing some locals just so that they can have them in a database. So they try as much as they can to let the Afghanis take the lead on these missions, because in a couple years it's going to be theirs.
Absolutely. Last question. What is the most poignant and unforgettable thing that you think that you've taken away from this experience?
The thing that I was just taken aback by the most was how, by a Western standard, how unprepared the Afghan security forces are right now. Looking back on it, it's the colonels, the commanders for the 425 told me that I'm looking at it through a Western standard, but it definitely, they're not up to par with U.S. soldiers. I've heard that the special forces, the Afghan special forces, are pretty close to ours, but just the run-of-the-mill average soldiers out there, it's definitely something. Take a look in our stories when we air them. You'll see they're not up to U.S. standards. I don't know if they will be, because their cultures are different than ours, but it was something that it was kind of not. It didn't make you feel good when they were running security, and all of a sudden prayer call would happen, and they drop their weapons and start praying and things like that when they're supposed to be looking out.
Right. All right. Well, thank you so much, Todd. And of course, we are very glad to have you back.
It's good to be back.
Now, be sure to keep an eye out for our series, Assignment Afghanistan, coming up at the beginning of May for a full report on our week with Alaska's 425.